okay? Accepting all things as they are. Well, I don't like that hot mic. Too bad. Your responsibility, my friends, is to accept all things as they are. When you accept all things as they are, you are literally in the present moment. If you are not accepting all things as they are, you are essentially doing what psychologists calls dislocation. You think that your identification is in the future or the past. It isn't. That is an hallucination. And we're going to be talking about illusions and hallucinations through this lecture as well. When I do a lot of counselings in South Florida and online through the world, one of the things that we do is we have to identify blocks and illusions, because that's what we are doing, okay? We're not searching out for healing. We're not searching out for love. We are searching out all of the illusions and the blocks that we have raised against it. That's it. That is the purpose and the function of this world, accepting all things as they are. I'm reminded about the first law of chaos, and I say it to myself every day. You say, Kevin, what is the first law of chaos? The first law of chaos is the ego's version of salvation. The first law of chaos, the first law or the rule of the ego, the voice of fear, is this: that I have a set of values here, a set of interpretations, a set of perceptions here, and you have a set of values there. You have a set of perceptions and interpretations as well. And those perceptions and interpretations and values are different from me. Not only is it different from me, but my values, my perceptions, my interpretations are better than yours. Hello? Immediately, I know if I step onto that descent toward hell, I'm going to experience a war against myself. Again, what we are dealing here is one mind. We don't have 6.5 billion minds that we are dealing with here. One mind, okay? So we needed to get ourselves off of this battlefield against ourselves by recognizing that our interpretations, our perceptions, even from a scientific perspective, is largely wrong. The brain hallucinates every day. And we're going to experience what those illusions that we are dealing with in this session today. One of those illusions that we're discussing today, right now, is this hallucination that you're right and everybody else is wrong. Okay? Are you with me? Say yes. Yes. Accepting all things as they are. You say, how do I know that I'm not accepting all things as they are? Well, the first way that we understand this is when we raise a defense against the truth. The truth is, all is well right now. All is well. But when we begin to read, when we let me use 2 lessons from A Course in Miracles, okay? And you're going to say that with me. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. Okay? If I defend myself, I am attacked. Say that with me again. If I defend myself, I am attacked. My friend, you are safe right now. You are infinite consciousness right now. There's nothing that you need to do behaviorally to change the perfection and the joy and the health and the healing that you are experiencing right now. That is your reality. That is who you are, the infinite consciousness that you are. You say, Kevin, I'm sorry. You're kind of up in the clouds for a moment. There are a lot of things in my life, Kevin, that is so repugnant, it makes me want to vomit. Right? Come on, am I the only one that want to just like, oh my God, that is so repugnant? And so forth. Here's the rub. You and I are producing the very thing that we are looking at right now. I don't like this senator. I don't like this coworker. I don't like a president, whatever president it is. I don't like my spouse. I don't like my children. I don't like my parents. Here's the news flash for you. As A Course in Miracles says, I have done this thing, and it is this that I will undo. I have done this thing, and it is this that I will undo. Say that with me. I have done this thing, and it is this that I will undo. So, I was gonna mention this a little later, but I'm gonna give it to you right now. Daniel, could you come up here for just a moment? I think that will be helpful to explain what's happening in the brain right now, okay? Let's move back a little bit. Okay. I'm giving you cutting edge science. My spouse is a scientist. My friend is a neuroscientist. My other friend is a neurosurgeon, okay? And I have played and danced with this, and as I said earlier in the introduction earlier, that what we are discussing here are dream states. What we are discussing are dream states. Okay, so I can give you scientifically a miniature version of what's happening in the mind, okay? It's from the fourth principle, but I want to put my toe in it with you. I think it will be easier to understand what I'm going to say with you earlier. Salvation's keynote, okay? This is lesson 325. All things I think, I see, reflects my ideas. Stay with me. I'm going to be back with you here in just a moment. Hear what this lesson says. This is salvation's keynote. What I see reflects a process in my mind which starts with my idea of what I want. From there, the mind makes up an image of the thing the mind desires, judges valuable, and therefore seeks to find. These images are then projected outward, looked upon, esteemed as real, and guarded as one's own. From insane wishes comes an insane world. From judgment comes a world condemned, and from forgiving thoughts, a gentle world comes forth. Okay, that's a wonderful salvation's keynote. It's telling us what is happening in the processes of the mind. Now, when I do my scientific research, I thought, oh my God, I see now what is happening in the back of the brain. So I'm going to explain this with Daniel, okay? So don't lose your marbles here, okay? I'm going to blow your mind here. So right now, Daniel, the photons, the light clusters, are entering into your eyelids right now. And it is focused on the retina on the back of your eyeball, okay? Right there, it is turned upside down, okay? By the way, the world is upside down too. That's why the world is upside down. Okay, then, turn around here just a moment. So it focused on the back of the retina, right? And then, through electrical impulses, through the neurons, goes back to the back of the brain, the occipital lobe in the visual cortex, okay? And by the way, it's like 2 centimeters long, so it's very small. So, not only that, it is then projected on an inner screen in the back of your brain. Okay? So, here's the rub. Daniel's skull is sealed from external light. So he's projecting those electrical impulses on an inside screen, a screen. That's why his experience right now is an inner movie, not an external movie. Now, this is what A Course in Miracles refers to as the darkened glass of the ego. The darkened glass of the ego. So that his experience in time and space is really an activity that's happening only in a darkened room in the back of his brain. This is why Dr. Carl Jung refers to it as the shadow. It is what A Course in Miracles refers to as the darkness. Okay? He thinks he's seeing light. He's not. He's seeing an inner movie that is being illuminated from electrical impulses that is being charged in the back of his brain. Okay? Daniel, I am not done with you yet. I love this guy. I spoke in St. Louis, right? And he was there. Okay.
6 years ago or so.
So the electrical impulses that is charged in the back of the brain in the occipital lobe happens because of one thing and one thing only. The force that is being thrust by his mindset is going to change the particles in his mind. Okay? So for instance, let me give you an example. If Daniel is a gloomy Gus or a negative Nancy, okay? That's his mindset. So the electrical impulses will charge in the back of the brain and then is projected on an inner screen. When I say electrical impulses metaphysically from A Course in Miracles, what I'm referring to is Daniel's interpretation of this world. That's it. This is why, you can have a seat now, Daniel. So basically what Daniel is experiencing then is a hologram.